Hey everybody, this is your Professor David Britt coming to you today from Malaga, Spain. Malaga, Spain. This is a city of about 500,000 people right on the Mediterranean coast. And Malaga is the birthplace of a couple of famous Spaniards, one being Pablo Picasso and the other being Zorro himself, Antonio Banderas. And so Malaga is just a lovely, lovely city here in southern Spain. It's a little chilly today, but again, it's like 50 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's not too bad. Malaga is an old city. It is, some say, 2,800 years old. So if you think back to Greek history, pre-Roman, and you hear about the Phoenicians or the folks from Carthage, this is one of the areas. So there are actually a lot of different buildings and remains and different things that you'll see from that period of time. Now, right behind me is the Teatro Romano, or the Roman theater, that was built during Roman times. And then there is the Alcazar behind that. And then right on the mountain up here, they have a Moorish castle that has some pretty good remains, and we're going to hike up to that tomorrow. But anyway, let's talk about Module 3 coming up. Module 3, the focus of Module 3 is about writing foundations. It's about being an investigator and treating your research as a time of discovery for you. This is significantly different. Hopefully you were able to see the thing I posted this week on the announcements as it related to the differences between graduate studies and undergraduate studies. And that infographic, I think, is a pretty good look at that. And one of the key things in graduate studies is to be an investigator and to be, I call it skeptical, not cynical, but skeptical in the things that you read. So this week you're going to be reading in your textbook chapters 6 and 7. Chapters 6 and 7 talks about different types of investigating and explaining. So it's not only good to do the investigation on your work, but you have to be able to explain it well and explain it clearly. And so that is the real purpose of this particular module. The APA reading this week is from Chapter 3 of the APA book, and it talks about writing clarity. And we'll also talk about paper formatting this week, because I believe that paper formatting is an important way of communicating clarity in your writing as you go forward. The discussion board this week talks about having a curious mind. Having a curious mind. That's something that I know I drove my parents crazy with, because I would always ask why, and it wasn't to get the answer I was looking for, it's because I really wanted to know why. And so there is nothing wrong, and for those of you with children, if you have a child with a curious mind, just kind of grit your teeth and go with it, because I believe it's something that will serve them well in the future. It talks about moving beyond assumptions. It talks about investigative work as well. So the discussion board this week should be pretty lively. The short answer for Module 3, I want you to list some of the investigative techniques that you're going to be using as you begin to develop this time of discovery in your graduate work. So spend some time talking about what you're going to do, and then when you move to your written assignment, actually put into practice what you just told me you were going to do in the short answers. See how all these are tied together, right? And so the paper this week talks about research depth, and that's one of the key things, is depth in your writing. You just can't be general. You can't be surface in research writing, because people will pick it apart. Same thing applies, I believe, in corporate level business or other types of professional things that you see. There are way too many generalities today, I believe, in your approach, and then everyone's approach to looking at things. And so specifics, I believe, are incredibly important. Also this week, I talk a bit about causation. I think sometimes that people will have an event, and then they will see a result, and then you go, okay, that event caused that result. Did it really? And so we can't just say that because something bad happened and there was something else that happened at that point in time that the two are related. And so causation, or cause and effect, important. And then this week there's also a test as you go forward. One of the things I wanted to add too is you're going to see on your papers, I believe sometimes that I put this probably every week, so you may get tired of it by the end of the class. I want you to be able to define your terms before you begin to apply them, because if you don't define them first, then the reader has no idea what you're talking about, or they may have a different application than you, and then you're going to lead to lack of clarity, okay? I hope you have a great week, and I'll chat with you next time, I think, from Granada. All right? Take care. Call me if you need me. No, you can't call me, but email me if you need me, all right? Take care.